Presenter number 19 from Grouping 2, Humanities, Arts and Social Sciences, is Janet Richmond from Edith Cowan University, presenting on international fieldwork volunteering.
Close to our shores is an island paradise. Imagine living in Vanuatu, a tropical delight. But children in Vanuatu born with a disability die because of the lack of medical resources and the shame of having a child with a disability. Sadly, had these children been born in Australia, most of them could be treated or at least managed. Occupational therapy changes people's lives. We offer a means of independence. Some of our occupational therapy students volunteer over and above the 1,000 hours of fieldwork experience to improve their skills and to develop confidence and to learn to think outside the box. Now add to this mix a group of retirees from Wheelchairs for Kids wanting to make a difference in the world. They manufacture these special rough terrain wheelchairs according to the World Health Organization standards, specific for children in developing countries. Now we have a potential solution. We have the fieldwork, we have the volunteers, and we have the ability to make a difference. So this research looked at the potential of these short-term outreach trips to Vanuatu as fieldwork. We interviewed students to find out what their experience was of volunteering when they volunteer specific to applying their occupational therapy skills. So from these 8 interviews, 3 themes were developed: the culture, the learning experience, and the team interaction. The local island culture was experienced as remote, with comments like, there was only 1 lamppost on the entire island. However, the ability of the people in the remote villages to live as a community was described as a neighborhood with a shared hangout. The healthcare system is very basic, which means that many people have never seen a doctor or a therapist despite having a permanent disability. And many people with a permanent disability do not have a diagnosis. The students mentioned it was more like, he doesn't walk, she doesn't see. Working conditions were also very rudimentary, which means you work wherever you can, often on the ground under a tree. Vanuatu is tropical, it rains, and it's muddy. One student commented, the village is in the middle of nowhere, so to do a home visit we had to go trampling through the mud. You just have to embrace the mud, embrace going through the river, embrace that everything's not that clean, but that's okay. Students learned to be culturally competent, to put their own views aside and to see the person rather than the disability. They learned that people were happy and appreciative despite having very few materialistic possessions, except for the priceless views. Personal and professional learning occurred and development as they learned how to put together wheelchairs, seat people, make splints, and also practical skills like needlework and woodwork. Students saw firsthand conditions that they had learnt about in lectures, and they spoke about having pictures in their mind. In addition, they were able to change their learning experience forever because they now had experience where they could remember the details of the stories, the emotions, the outcomes, and the people involved. Students reported that they had seen and experienced more in 2 weeks of fieldwork in Vanuatu than they could ever possibly experience or learn in 6 or 7 weeks in a fieldwork experience in Australia. The interprofessional learning experience was also valued by students as they realized that everybody had a different viewpoint, had seen, heard, or experienced something differently, and that helped them to put all the pieces of the puzzle together. Challenging circumstances also built camaraderie, which meant that the shared interprofessional team spirit was developed. One student commented on the importance of making a difference. It's the look on the people's faces, the children and the families, when suddenly this new lease of independence, ability and mobility is offered to them. You know that really good feeling inside when just with a few bits and pieces you can make such a massive difference? And that is what occupational therapy is all about. This new venture in research has shown that volunteering is an invaluable experience to occupational therapy students, as the pictures in their mind help them in their future skill building in lectures as well as in practice. But in order to give the best outcomes for the people on the island, further research is needed to see what is best for them. In addition, the value value of volunteering for the qualified professionals, as well as the sustainability of the project, must be investigated.